Go ahead and start with questions.
All right, Coach. Pretty much nobody on your team has played this game before. What did you tell them coming into this one?
It's unique. It's one of those games that will be a great experience for them. I think it's one of the great rivalries. I've said this every year that half the building's black and gold, the other is orange and blue, and you don't experience that. And it's great. Our fans have a tremendous appreciation for this game. Theirs do as well. The players, there's a lot of new ones, and so it's always a hard-fought game either way. It's they're good. We respect how the history of their program. We've got the same history, and so it's just part of adding to the history of what's been a great series and one of the great rivalries.
How much more fun does it make it when both teams are playing as well as you guys are?
Yeah, I think that it's for us. It's game 11. We've played a really hard schedule. We've seen some of the best teams in the country at this point, and this is another one. What they've done is beating Kansas, who was number one at the time, speaks volumes to how well they're playing and their growth, and I think it should make for a highly competitive game. And it's two really good teams that are going to play in March, and you're going to see two teams that here in mid-December, right before Christmas, will fight it out, and they'll both be better for the game, and we'll both be better in March.
You guys had a big neutral site game win over Arkansas earlier this year. What does it mean to put your team in these kind of situations? How does that pay off down the road?
Well, 5.1 million viewers helped that day on Thanksgiving. I think anytime you can play on national television, anytime you can play against great opponents, that's what we're building. That's what we want to do. I've said it many times, I wish we played 34 conference games. We don't need easy games. We need hard games. We need to find out who the real, when we take the makeup off, what we look like. And we need to do that against really good people. And we're doing that with this game. This prepares us for Big Ten play every single night. But, I love the fact that, some of these neutral site games are great for the fans in these areas. Kansas City was a great basketball city, so was this one, in this region of the country, areas we all recruit. So, it's just a great opportunity.
What are the challenges going up against a Missouri team that can give you so many different looks and run anywhere from 10 to 13 guys out there?
Yeah, there's, makes the scouting report longer, just in terms of preparation. Dennis has done a great job in terms of, they keep throwing bodies out there, and they find one that makes threes. I think everybody talks about, their free throw rate, and they're number one in the country in that. Quietly, they're a really good shooting team, and they just find one or two guys every night that make shots, and that makes them very difficult. Obviously, they're changing defenses, their pressure has been bothersome for some teams, and we'll have to handle that. But team that's deep, team that's athletic, and again, he's not afraid to go into that bench.
When you look at Anthony Robinson, the second for Missouri, what sticks out about how he's been performing this season?
He's been elite. He's living in the paint. He's a great mid-range player. He shoots extremely efficiently from two. He's a guy that's, we call the head of the snake. He makes them go. He's very, very unselfish. And then he's a pest on the defensive side. He's done a great job of hounding some really good point guards and making their life difficult. And a guy that's really taken the jump and been very good.
Mizzou's a team that's known for forcing a lot of turnovers through steals and stuff like that, while you guys are known for your rebounding, leading the nation. How do you plan on balancing both, not making sure to turn the ball over while also trying to win the rebound?
Yeah, I think it's easier said than done. Hey, just be ball tough and don't turn it over. We're going to turn the ball over. we play fast, they play fast. There's going to be some of those turnovers. I think that decisions you make at the rim, you know, they have to be solid, and you know, we just can't have live ball turnovers. Those are the ones that I'm really concerned the most about, where we have the pick sixes that we can't defend. But yeah, there's going to be some, and I think we've got to continue to do what we always do, which is rebound, and you know, that could be a deciding factor. It has been in every game for us in terms of the glass. So, but turnovers, rebounding, those are always in almost every game deciding factors.
Yeah, you talk about that free throw rate. Like, how are you? Like, what's the mindset for your players to try to fight for those rebounds while also making sure not to foul in the process?
I don't worry about it. You know, we had a game with Tennessee the other day where there were 46 free throws shot in the first half, and you know how the game's called, and how it's. You know, we're going to be the same team. We've been very, very good at not fouling. You know, in our own right, we've been very good at getting to the foul line ourselves. Kasparos got there 14 times the other night. So, you know, you just want it to be consistent, and our effort to be hard on the glass, and you know, we're going to go, and you know, so are they.
We don't get to talk to you a whole lot here in St. Louis, but just how would you overall assess where your squad is at right now after all the changes that you've had to go through over the last 6 months or so?
Yeah, we're continuing to grow. 10 games in, I couldn't be happier. You know, I think we've made some huge strides on the defensive side. You know, I think we're figuring out how to play. You know, it's like I said earlier, I don't want to be surprised when we get in league play and games get really hard and you're on the road in front of, you know, in every game in the Big Ten's in front of a sellout. So, you know, I don't want to be shocked when we have those tough moments. We've seen really good competition. We've gotten better from every game. Is there a lot to keep growing with? Absolutely. This is one of the funnest teams I've ever had to coach. They love basketball. They love working at it. They like each other. So as long as we have that, we'll continue to grow. But, you know, just I feel like we've got a good base with our foundation. I feel like we're growing there, and now we can start adding things and eliminating things, working on situations, which we've had a couple of those that, you know, we probably haven't spent enough time with. But we're 10 games in, and some of that's to be expected. So, you know, we're getting better every day.
You mentioned recruiting and talent in this area. How important is it for you guys to get to St. Louis every year, play this game in terms of recruiting?
Yeah, I think that, you know, they've got a lot of students from this area. So do we. I think the marketing value of this game here is important just for both universities, not just the programs. It just brings a little notoriety, a little fun to the process. But you know, recruiting is always the name of the game. It's changing a little bit with the portal and that world, but this area has just got great high school coaches. It's got great players. You know, sticking our toe in here all the time to recruit is a vital part of any program. But you know, you've got the two storied programs in this area, and we're trying to recruit the best talent. We do it against each other, and this area is very fertile.